Hi there, Jeff Pagano from Harpin and Rugby here. Well, the full-time whistles just after going in the match, and obviously very disappointed. And well, that was a roller coaster of a match. But swear to God, the All Blacks they really defended from start to finish really well. Our accuracy was lacking. But I think in many ways, their solid defending and line speed and all that really knocked us off our game, and we couldn't really respond. Now we did come back. We fought back for really well. We kept it within a score. We just couldn't get that final blow right at the end when we had the chances. We stayed in it really well. There's many times in the past we've gone, more than 10 points down to the All Blacks in the early moments, and never looked back. Weren't able to fight back at all, but just wasn't to be tonight. But listen, just to fellow Irish fans, listen, we're all feeling this. Just take it easy, but most importantly, go easy on social media, guys. If you have any frustrations, just switch that phone off, and no doom scrolling or anything like that, because it's just not worth it, man. Just telling you. But listen, go easy tonight. Listen, we'll be back we're going to do a wrap pod on this tomorrow. We're going to go over the game. Maybe take a while. Like I say, take a while to think about it and stuff. But we're still going to be doing our pod on Sunday evening and go over the match. You have to do it win or lose. That's the way it goes, and that's why we love following our teams, win or lose. Anyway, listen, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for tuning in, and like I say, go easy on that social media tonight, guys.
Sad times here at full time, unfortunately. You can argue that some decisions went against the Irish side that maybe shouldn't have, but in the end, I think they got a little bit spooked going behind at the beginning of the match, and that ended up costing us. It was a heroic stand at the end there, going through phase after phase, but you can't just go through that many phases and hope to end up with the ball all the way through. It tells in the end, and it did today. It's yet another disappointing quarter-final exit for Ireland, but they went out on their shields. That's all you can ask for.
How are we? Kigo here, post-match. Tired and emotional. Firstly, well done, the All Blacks. Best game in at least 3 years. Genie Mac, more line speed than a Guns N' Roses gig in 1989. Unbelievable stuff. Fantastic shift from your lads. For us, okay, we didn't fire fully, but I still did think the win was there for us. I'm gutted. Well, am I gutted? I'm upset, but I'm upset for the team. Not for anything. I don't know how to. I'm gonna leave this recording, even though I should edit this. When you see a clip of Sexton walking off with his son saying, "Dad, you're still the best dad," or whatever he said, that's if you've got kids, that's more important than a quarterfinal win. He's going to be heartbroken tonight, but he's going to look at that clip every year on his Google Memories and think, okay, I have these jerseys here. It's been left in a better place than I picked it up, with all due respect to King Raj. Crowley now has to step up. A few years left in Byrne. There's more left going there. There's a huge amount of players in that team. I love this team. I love this coach. When you go up and put yourself out there at elite level sport, it's going to be close. Not talking about Leinster here, 2 points, 2 years. My point is, when you put yourself up there, it's going to be close. And it was close. Fair play, All Blacks. We are gutted. But I can't wait to put this jersey back on again. I actually can't wait. So, everyone calm down on social media. The game is easy from the couch. Let's just celebrate what it is, commiserate what it isn't. And I'll finish with this thing. There's a phrase that I came up with after, we'll say, 2 beers for legal reasons. We are not our victories. We are not our defeats. We are the moments in between. I was due to say something smart at some stage, wasn't I?
Well, now it's the time where I ask the lads for their final thoughts of the match, starting with Mark.
Yeah, I think myself and Connor have covered most of what we're probably going to say here now as well. Zero blame with the referee, just reiterate that. I think we came up a little bit short with our performances. As you said, zero lack of effort. They were superb. They gave everything they had and more on the day and throughout this tournament. A game too far, maybe. Credit to New Zealand. Listen, they were a lot more attritional than they were the last couple of times we played them. Their discipline was better and their defense was better than ours. And at this stage of games and this stage of tournaments, discipline and defense wins you games. We went through 37 phases, and it was a bit cocky to hear Foster say we were very, very comfortable in those 37 phases. There was a couple of times I thought we could have made the breaks. And King Johnny, I thought he was literally walking for the last 3 minutes there. And if Crowley had come on, I would have had absolutely zero problems with that. The thing is, Johnny picked the right pass almost every time. He put guys into positions. He walked from 115 to the other as a 37, 38-year-old man now is sort of entitled to, and he's given everything to his country. So kudos to him.
He definitely didn't die wondering, as they say.
No, he didn't die wondering. And just a quick note as well on his retirement for Keith Earls, who's just been an absolute legend of a man, never mind a rugby player. The guy's gone through a hell of a lot in his life, and I'm sure that'll be seconded by yourself and thirded by Connor. The guy is a bona fide Irish legend, along with Johnny, and tip of the cap to both of them, and may they enjoy their retirements after amazing service to provincial and international rugby and Lions rugby over their careers. We just fell a bit short, but listen, the last 4-year cycle, if you want to talk about these 4-year cycles, and we've seen people today referring, it's not about 4-year cycles. It's not, but it's what people remember, and ultimately we've lost our 8th quarterfinal. I thought we'd win. I thought New Zealand had to play the best they've played in a long time, a total rugby game from New Zealand, to beat us, which says a lot. You're probably talking there might be a couple more retirements over the next couple of days and weeks and months, and see how that goes. This team has finished its cycle. There will be certain guys disappointed, but you're looking at guys like who's around for the next one. We might not have any of the 3 main centers, maybe 4 if you include McCluskey. They're all in their 30s or coming up to 30 anyway. A lot of them have injury history, so it'll be interesting to see what Andy Farrell does for the next Six Nations, to see who comes in, who comes out. There's a lot of really talented youngsters in this country that will come in, but the only thing I can say is thank you to the players. As somebody who is highly invested in rugby, as it's my job and my career and my passion, it was just a pleasure to watch them over this last few years. And I'm not saying it's not going to stop, but there needs to be tweaking. There needs to be a couple of people brought in, a couple of people maybe told to, you're not in our plans for the next World Cup cycle. That's harsh, but that's rugby, and it's professional rugby. But literally, I'm just going to end on saying, one, the fans were absolutely outstanding, be they bandwagon or not. They were there, and they turned certain parts of France very green for the last sort of 5-6 weeks. Spent a hell of a lot of money getting over there. A few of our Harpin friends especially. And the fans were just simply outstanding. But to the team, you can't ask for more. They gave it absolutely everything. They were a joy to watch, and just heartbroken watching them at the end of the game.
Yep, can't argue with that at all. Connor?
Mark said a lot there, and it covers a lot. I absolutely echo the guys who are stepping back now. They've done great things for us as fans. They've given us some amazing days out. I feel like a grand slam in March is the only thing that might make me feel a little bit better about anything right now, and especially depending on who the reigning world champions are at that stage. It's it's tough to take a loss like this. I can only imagine how the players feel. Because as a fan, yeah, you're invested and you want them to do well and you want it to go the way you want it to go, but it's so much more for them. So we can only thank them for their efforts, for everything they've done in the last, and it's not just the last 6 weeks, it's weeks before that, months and years. And again, it's not just the guys in the Irish camp. There are guys who are pushing them and guys who didn't make the 33 and coaches back at provincial level and guys who could have been there and weren't, and who push these guys on to playing the great rugby they've been playing. I think there's a few things probably need to change, as Mark says, for us for the next cycle. I think for World Rugby for the next cycle, I think there's a few adjustments definitely that will have to happen, and part of that includes finding ways to make sure that these tier 2 nations who've given so much over the last few weeks get more opportunity to play top level rugby. I think that as a tournament, look, it's been it's been a big one, and it's, as I say, it's tough to finish it this way. But all credit to the guys who've been there, who've made it this far, who've created this sense of genuine, moments of joy watching rugby. We're a small island with a relatively small population compared to some of the other nations we're up against. To be hitting this hard, to be hitting this big as such a small nation, competing against so many other sports, there's a lot going right. It's just unfortunate that enough didn't go right last night.
Yep, absolutely. And you guys have thanked pretty much everyone involved, but I'd just like to add thanks to yourselves for joining me, and to all the Harpin contributors who have chipped in the past few weeks. It's been it was okay up to now, obviously, but this was a tough watch the first time, as definitely a tougher watch the second time. And but fair play to you for sitting down and harping on the game with us. It's always been good to have you on, and thanks again. I hope to have you on again soon, lads. Thanks very much.
Oh, it was a pleasure.